who this applies to, please share this link, share the link with them. Just take the link and share, because trust me, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me check how many people are live. If you are live, just let me know. If you are here, just let me know. And just drop a hi in the chat. Drop a hi in the chat so I can know that you are here. Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to today's show. Let's get as much people in as possible. So if you are here, just say hi in the chat. Say hi in the chat so I can know that you're here. Welcome to today's show. Let's get as much. Great. All right. I'm checking. All right. So the concept of, if there was something wrong, if my child was struggling, what I would do. Today we're going to dissect it, and it's going to be quite interesting because this is exactly what I advise parents to do. This is exactly what I advise parents to do when they see a problem, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that I am going to do. Okay, so people ask me this question all the time in DMs, at events, after assessments. They're like, okay, Chris, if it's your own child, Nko, what would you do? And I get why they ask it, because they don't want the professional answer. They want the real one. They want the one that I would actually do. Like, they were like, okay, Chris, if it was you, what would you do? And so today I'm going to give it to you completely honest. Honestly, no filter at all. Okay? The first thing I'm going to do is to assess. Now, most people think, of course, assess can be a broad word. Assessment can mean taking him to, or like, doing like this learning style or baseline assessment. An assessment could also mean using what we call the digging deep strategy. So the digging deep strategy, I talked about this in my book. What the digging deep strategy does is that it actually just explains to you, or helps you to dig deep enough to know what is wrong, right? So for example, let's say your child hates maths, and you say, "Hi, Emeka, how are you doing today?" Okay. I've noticed that your scores in maths has been going on. Why do you think that is happening? Then you will give me an answer. And then after giving me that answer, I will say another why. Okay, so why? Based on that answer, I'll ask another why. And then for every answer that he's giving me, I'm going to keep asking why until I get to the root. We call this the digging deep strategy. We call it the digging deep strategy, and it's one of the fastest ways to assess your child without even doing anything, or without going an extra mile, because it shows you, it tells you exactly what the problem is. However, if you want a more standardized process, you have to do what we call a baseline assessment. Because the truth is that you cannot fix what you don't know or what you can't see. A lot of parents have made the mistake of throwing money at random solutions before they understand the problem. And that's like biomedicine. I mean, that's the reason why we self-medicate a lot in this country, where you are sick for one day, boom, you don't rush to go pharmacy, say, mix anti something something plus this for me. You don't even care whether it's malaria, you just know that, oh, it looks like it, so it must be it, right? So you don't have to guess, you need to figure out what exactly the problem is, right? Once you know what that is, once you know what the challenge is, the next thing that you want to now do, right? The next thing that you want to now do is what I call to fix the environment. Yesterday we talked about the environment, we talked about structure. The environment is a big propellant of how your child does in school. If you don't fix their environment, if the environment is not exactly the key, if it's not locked in, it will affect your child. And so, like, one of the things before even trying to find extra lessons or any of those things is to fix the environment. If you put a healthy plant in bad soil with no sunlight and irregular watering, it will die. And then you can blame the plant. That's what we do with the kids. We put them in chaotic environments, no structure, no routine, screens everywhere, inconsistent sleep schedules, or not being attentive enough to their needs, and then we blame them for not performing. So I would build everything that we talked about this week: the focus window, the consistent bedtime, screen time rules, the homework routine. I would fix the soil before I blame the plant. And honestly, for a lot of children, fixing that soil or fixing that environment is 80% of the solution. The child may not necessarily even need to change. It's the conditions around them that do. Right? It's the conditions around them that do. There's a lot of parents that the moment that boom, they fix their environment, they start working with the right people or personnel, and they actually give their child that chance to excel. They start seeing immediate changes immediately. So that's the number two thing I would do. The third one is to get targeted help. Targeted is the key word. This is not if the assessment showed real gaps that needed intervention. Because why? That's why we did the assessment first. When the assessment now shows those real gaps that needs intervention, what I will get is targeted help, not a general tutor who covers everything, not extra lessons that just repeat what school already does, because that's the truth. They just want to teach you exactly what school taught you. And the truth is that they teach you in the same way, to the same way that you made the child not learn. And so you now see that child will won't, even when the lesson teacher comes, the child will run away because the child is bored and it's too much repetition, right? So if my child has a gap in reading comprehension, I want someone who specializes in that, not someone who's going to also try to cover maths and science and everything. And so that's what our school does. That's what we do. We take the assessment result and we build a plan. We build a plan around them, around that specific child. And it's not a one size fits all program. It's a this program for this child. And then step four, I will be patient and be consistent. Whenever I'm coaching parents, the first thing I tell them is you have to really be patient. And also you have to focus on doing the actions every day. While the actions that you have to do might be really small, they work if done over a period of time, right? So you have to show up every day for the period and then trust the process, because like it doesn't happen, it's not magic, it doesn't happen in a week or 2 weeks. It takes about at least 90 days of effort consistently to see a real shift in your child's learning. And most parents give up at day 14. because they don't see results yet. This is one thing that I spend a lot of time teaching parents in terms of mindset. So don't be that parent. Commit to the 90 days, right? So that's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. I would assess first, I would fix the environment, I'll get targeted help, and I'll be patient and consistent. This is what we've covered so far this week. From the moment we launched, you can see we launched the hidden learning gaps, the why your child cannot focus. I've shown you how I assess 500 plus kids, and then also three signs that your child needs more structure. And then today we talked about what I would do if my child struggled. And let me know if this week's theme has made any sense to you. Let me know if it has actually made any sense to you. If it has, then you should really be excited for what we have coming next week. The next week is tomorrow, right? So do me one favor, if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and then also share with one parent who needs to hear this, right? If you know anyone, we're gonna be here live every day, Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. unfailingly. This is where we're going to be. And so you want to share this show with as many people as possible, because these are really valuable trainings and you can get access to them for nothing. And so get into this get into this. On Monday, we talked about hidden learning gaps and why most parents don't know they exist. On Tuesday, we broke down why your child cannot focus and how to fix their environment. Then on Wednesday, I showed you what our assessment actually does and the patterns we find. Even on Thursday, we covered the three signs your home needs more structure. And today, I told you exactly what would happen if it was my own child. And so I hope that this video, this training today has been of immense value to you. Did you like it? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments if today's session was very valuable to you. Let me know if today's session was valuable to you. Let me know in the chat right now. Let me know in the chat. I'm checking. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. 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 Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. And have an amazing day today. Good morning.